What's going on? It's your boy Luke, man. Today we're talking about alternate picking. So if you don't know what alternate picking is using your pick in an up and down fashion across the strings or on the same string. But the problem that we run into is crossing the strings. And sometimes we'll cross on the outside. So if this neck here and my arm is a string, this would be outside picking on basically the outsides of the string versus inside picking. And so there's a lot of controversy regarding like pick slanting or downward escaping, or like I personally don't even understand the terms, but like there's a lot of that, and I don't think it's necessary. It's necessary to know if you're inside or outside picking, and then to immediately forget it as soon as possible. So that's going to be the most successful way to alternate pick. By the way, my name's Luke, man, and I have been helping guitar players to learn this stuff for the past 5 years with my online guitar school, Premium Guitar Coaching. And in learning a bunch, working with these people, I've kind of come up with all the pitfalls, all the best practices if you want to get your alternate picking together, sound really solid. Actually came up with a little course. It's free. There's a link to it in the description below. It's called Alternate Picking Mastery. Yeah, so if you want to get your hands on that, like I said, it's free. You can click the link in the description below. But yeah, let's get into alternate picking, a couple different ways to do it. So you can alternate pick from your forearm. That's going to be like natural for a lot of people, and they're going to do it. And then if you're really good at muting with your left hand, you can make it sound good like Zakk Wylde. But probably better off for most of us folks is going to be to use the wrist. And again, this is like a pentatonic thing. I'm just going down the A minor scale right now. So I'm going down, up on the E string, and then down, up when I get to the B string. It's the 5th to the 8th fret. If you don't know your pentatonic scale in A minor, that's laughable. You gotta figure that out, and then you come back to this video, okay? I'm not here to babysit you, okay? I'm here to teach you the really, really tough stuff. So you go on your own time, find out the fundamentals of guitar playing, okay? And then when you're ready, and only then can we talk about the pentatonic scale, okay? Like I said, using your wrist here. Alright, so then you can even isolate that further to just these little guys right here. Your forefinger and your thumb, and you can actually pick like this as well. And keeping it down and up. Alright, it's a little more tricky, takes more time. But yeah, that's a couple different ways that you can alternate pick. Now, the thing that I've noticed when it comes to helping my clients to inside pick is that they're not getting a strong enough connection once they make an upstroke. Let's say they're playing this lick, which, by the way, I started that on an upstroke, and this is like the Paul Gilbert MO, you know? I don't even know what MO stands for, but I think it means like motto. That's kind of the context we're going to use the abbreviation with. Okay, so it's like gotta put it, gotta put it, gotta put it. Okay, so this is a real challenge. If you can do this, your alternate picking is really solid. You know, if you work towards this, it's gonna be a hard way to go about it. You know, it's basically like, I don't want to learn to surf, you know, like paddle out and catch a wave. I just want to do aerials. Just aerials. No paddling, no wave catching, no turns, just aerials. Okay, so that's what I'm teaching you right now. It's like skip all the fundamentals, just go for this. Hey, if it works for you, you probably score a lot of points in contests, all right? So let's check this out. All right, so the lick is easy. It's the 9th fret of the G string, and then 12, 10, 9 on the D string, and then just back up 10, 12. Okay, and then what Paul does is he goes gotta put it, 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 gotta put it. So he makes that accent. It's once the first time, and then it's twice 2 times. And that accent I'm talking about is switching the string, getting from the D to the G string on an inside picking. Now that's very difficult to do. So I really recommend not thinking about your right hand at all when you do it, rather thinking much more about your left hand. Each fret, each string that you're sinking your finger into, that's what's going to give you the mental imagery, that's what's going to give you the control of your right hand to actually perform this lick. Okay? The entire guitar playing apparatus is very mental. So the thing is, not everyone's going to be able to do that, but if you're fairly decent at alternate picking, you might have an easier time starting with outside picking. So if we start on an upstroke on the G string, probably going to be a little bit easier. Now, if you can't do that either, again, good place to start, just to get comfortable with the string switching, not skipping, because we got to go from one string to the next, and we want to do it in an alternate picking fashion. We don't want to use an economy picking fashion, which is down, down, which might feel very natural, very familiar for a lot of folks, but rather down, up, or up, down. Now, that's what we want to look for here. So I like to just go back and forth between the G string 9th fret and the 12th fret of the D string. I assign this to my clients all the time. You know, work with the click and get the... And again, the secret here, you might even want to practice that just with your left hand. Just to get the idea, because this is what's going to control that right hand. If you start thinking like, okay, I'm gonna use my pick and put it through the G string and then bring it back to the D string, you're going to tense up, you're going to like overshoot the mark, you're going to hit it again on the way back. It's going to be nonsense. All right, so that's why we focus deeply on just getting here and get it like a metronome, right? So we're like click, 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 click. Okay, so it's like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Okay, if that's too much, you could just go 1 E and a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Click, 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 click. Okay, do that downstrokes, or starting on a downstroke, do it starting on an upstroke. That's what's going to give you the foundation to start working with bigger licks. You know, yeah, it's really solid at ironing out your alternate picking. Once you have that, you can apply that to 3-note per string pattern, sure. You know, that's one of my favorites. Basically going the lick I explained from earlier, and then the second time around you just ascend 6 notes. Sticking to your A minor scale. Again, if you don't know what your A minor scale is, you got bigger problems, all right? You don't need to be trying to play alternate picking as fast as you possibly can, because what's the point of honing the technique if you don't even know where to play it? Just keeping it real, okay? All right, so this is like absolute gold. You know, I've spent over 10 years. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I've been playing the guitar for 18 years. 18? Yeah, 18 years. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know what I'm talking about. I produce great results for my clients. We have the best alternate pickers. All right, so I spent all this time to figure out the method. So like all you have to do is do what I'm talking about. Okay, and you're gonna do it wrong at first, and then you're gonna come back to the video, and I'm gonna remind you, think more about your left hand. And you're gonna be like, oh, I was missing that part. And I didn't use the metronome, and I didn't bring the metronome up like 5 beats per minute, like every minute, you know, every 5 minutes, every 2 minutes probably. You know, but keep pushing that, right? If you can do this at like 120, get that to 200. And people, sometimes my clients, they're like, 200? I'm like, yeah, 200. Like, you can do it. And, you know, if it gets to be too many notes, make it less notes, but play the same subdivision. So then mathematically, you're still working with the same subdivision. You're still playing as fast, just that with a lower volume of notes. So it's perfectly fine. Anyway, my name's Luke Mann. I've got a freaking free course for you. It's called Alternate Picking Mastery. It's in the description. Like, why would you not just eat that up? That's what I'm saying. A lot of people have eaten that up. I'm stoked. As a matter of fact, I believe there's 160, 170 people in there right now, which is, modest, but people are growing. They're learning alternate picking. I think that's a cool deal. So if you enjoyed this video, you want to see another one like it, you can click here. If you want to see me on your feed more, like, comment, and or subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace!